In this episode, Jesus teaches me what it means to enter into his kingdom through the narrow gate and follow him on the narrow path. Today I'm going to be hiking with Jesus at historic Yates Mill in Raleigh, North Carolina. Yates Mill dates all the way back to 1756 and was in operation before the foundation of the United States, providing mill services to the local residents for nearly 200 years. The surrounding mill pond and wetlands now serve as a wildlife refuge and make an ideal place to disconnect from the busyness of the world, get alone in nature with the Creator, quiet my soul, and share my heart with Him. As I walk along the pond, I enjoy the natural beauty and the glimpses of the wildlife. But I decide to take the less trafficked trail, the one that leads away from the pond and into the forest. And as I head up the hill, the sounds of people talking, children laughing, fade into the distance, being replaced by the sounds of birds and cicada and leaves rustling, leading me to a place of solitude. Lord, what a beautiful day it is today. Thank you for the cooler temperatures and the beautiful breeze blowing through the trees. Thank you for the beauty of nature that I can see all around me, and the freedom to have this quiet time with you. And as I walked, I quieted my heart and asked, Lord, is there something you want to say to me today? Soon after, these words popped into my head. Follow me. Follow me. Yes, Lord, I do want to follow you today and every day for the rest of my life. And as I rounded the corner, the trail became very narrow and consisted of some wooden planks that stretched across a marshy area over some wetlands. I started to think maybe it was time to turn back or go a different way. And then I heard the Lord say, see the narrow path? Trust me, follow me. So I began walking down the path, and He said to me, wide is the gate and broad is a path that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the path that leads to life, and only a few will find it. I asked the Lord, what do you mean exactly? And then I heard Him say, the narrow gate is how you enter into the kingdom, and the narrow path is how you follow me. Look to the left, and look to the right. There's danger off the path. It's not safe there. You have an enemy, and he would love for you to slip off this path, and he'll try to deceive you into going a different way. But don't listen to him. There's no truth in him. He will try to convince you that his path is better or easier, more fun or more fulfilling, but his way will lead to destruction. I do want everyone to follow me, and I don't want anyone to be lost, but I don't force anyone because I want them to follow me out of their own free will and out of love. But I know that the reality is, most will not follow me. Most will be deceived by the enemy and will take the broad path, the one that leads to destruction. But some will heed my warning and will enter through the narrow gate, following me on the narrow path. So, there is a right way and a wrong way? How do I know the right way? And Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. I am the narrow gate and the narrow path, for only by my innocent blood shed on the cross was a way prepared that provides reconciliation to the Father, and only by my sacrifice can the original creation, which was corrupted by sin, be restored. Sin entered the world by deception, and that sin caused a break in the relationship between each person and the Father. It's like a marriage. If someone is unfaithful, it severs the relationship. There is no salvation in any other path, for there is no other name under heaven by which anyone can be saved. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, and I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall anyone snatch them out of my hand. So enter through the narrow gate, and follow me on the narrow path, and I will lead you safely to eternal life. And as the bridgeway made of wooden planks finally ended, I was once again on solid ground, and I reflected on the words that Jesus shared with me. I get it. Salvation is not granted by some religious ritual that occurred sometime in our past, promising a ticket to heaven. Salvation is not earned by anything we can do or not do. We can't be good enough to be saved. Salvation is a lifelong journey. It's like a marriage. On a single day, you can be transformed from being single to being married, but it doesn't end there. A successful marriage is a journey where the relationship grows and matures in love over a lifetime. And the journey with Jesus begins with a decision to stop living a life of rebellion and self-rule and put our full trust and faith in Him, the author of our salvation. And just like a marriage, it doesn't end there. The journey continues as we follow Him step by step and day by day, hearing His voice and being led by His Spirit. And in the same way, our relationship grows and matures in love. But following Jesus, it's not always easy. It requires commitment and a willingness to sometimes go alone, where others do not go, to sometimes go against the current, while others are effortlessly drifting with the current, and to sometimes take the difficult path, the narrow path, while others choose the easy path. At one time, even many of Jesus' followers left Him because following Him was so hard. He asked those who remained, "Do you also want to leave me?" And one of His followers, whose name was Peter, he answered Him, "Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life, and we have come to believe and know that You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." I ask you today to take account of your own life. Are you walking on the broad path or the narrow path? Jesus warns us about the wide path and encourages us to enter through the narrow gate and follow Him faithfully down the narrow path and let Him lead you to life. Watch this video next to see what happened on my next adventure hiking with Jesus. See you on the next video.